Welcome everyone to the Lofi Poli Sci podcast. I'm your host, Michael Pickering. That's right. Lo-Fi's and low fidelity, low quality, in your face, messy as can be global news show. And here we're going to talk about our famous question: what's going on in the world today? And today, it's Messy Monday, that fast-paced weekend recap coming at you. The news fresh off that press from the National Security section of NPR. Hacks are prompting calls for cyber agreement, but reaching one would be tough. An interesting premise here, as last week yet another hack attack came in, and also just as President Putin of Russia and President Biden of the U.S. had met to discuss many matters in their first presidential summit, and also as the U.S. and Russia have been working on renewing nuclear arms agreements. Now, the idea is being floated. Perhaps it's time to negotiate cyber warfare agreements. And the idea would be simple, really. It acknowledges that both sides perform cyber espionage and attacks. Just like nuclear agreements, they acknowledge people have nuclear weapons. But the agreement would outline places that would be completely off limits to cyber attacks. And this all sounds good and well, but I'd be interested to see how this actually works in implementation, considering Russia never hacks anyone. We'll keep you updated as we know more for sure. Next up, source, the African section of the BBC. Jacob Zuma, supporters form human shield to stop ex-president's arrest. An update to our coverage of what's going down with the corruption case of South Africa's former president, Jacob Zuma. Last week we told you he was sentenced to 15 months in prison for contempt of court, and he had 5 days to turn himself in. And the update, he appealed, and that decision is being challenged and being heard in the constitutional court of the country. So he was supposed to be arrested Sunday, but he hasn't been arrested. We're going to wait and see how this appeal goes out, but he is apparently citing his age and the conditions of prisons as an excuse why he shouldn't be sent to jail, saying it would be his death sentence. Mr. Former President, if prisons are so bad, why didn't you do something about them when you were, I don't know, running the country as president for about a decade? Not sure. Now moving forward because we never move on from anything. Source, the Asia-Pacific section of Reuters. Exclusive. After pressuring telecom firms, Myanmar's junta bans executives from leaving. And with so much going on in the world, it's easy to forget that lots is still going down in Myanmar. And the latest there, freedom fighters are still battling the military. And the military is pressing hard on different other militia groups. Protests are still taking place as well. Things are not all quiet just because we're talking about other countries. So keep your eyes and ears open, people. So what's the deal with this latest headline? It seems that telecommunications companies were told that they had to put in place technology that would allow the military to directly track all user activity. And the deadline to do so is today, July 5th. At the same time, all heads of these companies, whether they are born national citizens of Myanmar or foreigners, all heads of telecom companies need special permission to leave the country now. And this is a scare tactic, people, and a serious one. These two issues are not separate. They are completely connected. And it's simple. The military is telling media companies, put this tracking system in place, or you will never leave this country again. This is some serious shit, people, even for a messy Monday. We'll keep you updated as we hear more for sure. And our following story comes from the world of AP. French far-right chief lays out plans for presidential race. Marine Le Pen, leader of the Front National political party in France, a far-right political party. Well, she's gearing up for that 2022 French presidential election. Oh, yeah. And how exactly is a far-right political party going to win the presidency of France? Simple. The same way they've been winning everywhere else in the world. And to use the words from the article, by going mainstream. And look, people, this is a lo-fi interesting read, because no matter where you are at on the political spectrum, this is talking about how parties way on the fringes, left or right, up or down, it doesn't matter, outlying beliefs, these kinds of parties, how they're gaining traction today all over the world. In the short version, Old people ain't the only crazy people. Let's put it like this. Your old grandpa that says ridiculous things that no one listens to because he old and he crazy. Take those same things, put them in the mouth of someone younger, smarter, more educated, and well, crazy got a whole new face. Scary, I know, right? And a last piece of news to send you on your way for the day. Source, the Asia section of the BBC. Pet lion returned to owner after Cambodian PM's intervention. All right, context for this, people. Last week I didn't talk about it on the show, but I surely did read about how a Chinese man living in Cambodia had a pet lion and posted TikTok videos of the lion chilling. Within a couple months' investigation from the Cambodian authorities, they finally found the man and the lion and took the lion to a rescue, and they fined the man $30,000 because, well, what the fuck? You can't be having a lion as a pet. They're laws. This kind of shit is a law in every country. Well, I'll say almost every country. I'm just assuming there. I'm not going to check all 200 countries. But I have never heard of a country where owning a lion as a pet is an actual legal thing. So, Cambodia, illegal, lion gets taken, $30,000 fine. Enter into the story. Stage left. The Prime Minister of Cambodia. Now, this man has been Prime Minister and leader of the country since 1985. 1985, for 36 years. He's one of the longest-serving rulers of any country in the entire world. And Cambodia? Not a free country, people. He's not being elected. Don't think like that. Freedom House's 0 to 100 freedom score. Cambodia has a 25 out of 100, a not free ranking, to say the least. And they're only 5 points above Russia. But for some reason, this prime minister, who's ruled the country for 36 years, has stepped in, returned the lion to the man, and reimbursed the $30,000 fine. People, this is some bullshit here. Goodness knows why the prime minister stepped in. But this lion owner, I'll tell you, he has to be somebody for someone like the prime minister to do this. All I'll say to you out there, leave the lions where they belong, which is not your home. And that, my friends, is a brief snapshot of what's going on in the world today. Issue 8 of Letters of the Lofi Poli Sci came out Saturday. Get out, may be added to the emailing list. And our theme, our pictures and words. Always remember that Lofi Poli Sci is more than just me. It's the we that we be. Peace and well-being to all my human beings out there. Much love and always the best. Pickering, signing off.